It's January 1st. You have your New Year's resolutions, and you keep saying, new year, new me. But be honest with yourself for a second. How many years have you been doing that for? You set great goals for yourself, but you never seem to be able to stick to them. It's not because you have a lack of motivation. It's because you have a lack of a reason to stick to your goals. The first issue is you lack accountability. If there's no repercussions for not sticking to your goals, then you're not going to be as driven to stick to them. When I did my 31-day posting challenge, I set punishments for myself if I failed, and I had my friends and family hold me accountable. And you know what happened? I didn't miss a single day. If you set a goal with someone else, you're far more likely to accomplish it. Say you set a goal of going to the gym 3 times a week. Try and set that goal with somebody else. When it comes time to go to the gym, you're not going to want to let that person down by not showing up. You're more likely to do something for somebody else than you are for yourself. It sounds crazy, but it is true. The second issue, and this one's pretty big, is you don't have a good enough reason to stick to your goals. You say you want to get rich, but why do you want to get rich? Why is what's going to give you the drive and the willpower to keep moving even when you don't feel like working at all. If you want to get rich so you can have the freedom and you want to support your family, that's a strong why, and that's going to keep you moving. Really focus on the reasoning for why you want to achieve your goals. If you want to eat healthy, if you want to go to the gym, why do you want to do those things? That why, it will keep you moving. If you have accountability and a good reason to commit to your goals, then it's about setting goals the right way. If your goals sound like this, I want to get rich, I want to get a new car, I want to work out, then the reason it's so hard to stick to them is because they're not measurable. Like, what does it mean to be rich? Is it $10,000 a month? Is it $100,000 a year? If you can measure that, then it's much easier to stick to them. A good goal is measurable. It has a time to it, and you're able to measure success. If you want to get in shape, write your goals like this. I will lose X amount of pounds in X amount of time. So if you write your goals like that, you're able to measure success and say, yes, I achieved my goal, or no, I didn't. And by saying I will, you're mentally telling yourself that you are able to achieve this goal. Now that you have accountability, a good reason to stick to your goals, and you know how to write your goals, it's about execution. When we set too many goals for ourselves, it becomes overwhelming, and we end up not achieving anything. Believe me, I know this. So many people try and start the year off with more goals than they can accomplish. They want to wake up every morning at 5:30, go to the gym, eat healthy, volunteer, start a business, journal every day, and it just becomes too much and it becomes overwhelming. It's great to have all these goals, but when you try and do them all at once, it just leads to burnout. So in order to fix this, you focus on one goal at a time. Let's say your goal is going to the gym. Focus on that goal first. January, focus on making that a habit. Going to the gym, say 2 times a week. Once it becomes a habit and part of your routine, then you can add your second goal. If you're able to stack goals that are like each other, then that's great. Let's say your other goal is eating healthy. Once you make the gym a habit, then focus on eating healthy. After you work out, have a healthy meal. You achieve goals and build habits slowly, not overnight. Focus on one goal at a time and you'll achieve way more than if you try and do them all at once. It's better to only achieve half the goals that you want to achieve in a year than not to achieve any because you got burned out. Sometimes goals seem too big to accomplish. That's when you break them down into smaller steps. If you want to make $50,000, that's a big goal, but you can break it down into small monthly steps. Write down each step for each month. Write how much you're going to make, how you're going to make that money, and how you're going to take the momentum from the previous month and bring it into the next one. Now go and write your goals down just like this. In 2026, I will. By doing that, you're creating belief in yourself. I will do X thing. Make sure you're clear. It's not I'll get in shape, it's I will go to the gym. And you say, I will achieve this because. This goes back to that driving why, which is what's going to give you the motivation to keep going. Then you talk about how you will measure success. I will measure success by losing this many pounds in this amount of time. Then it's about being as detailed as you can. In January, I'm going to achieve this. By February, by March, and by the end of the year, I'll complete my goal. The more detailed you are at the start, the more likely you are to achieve your goal because you can follow each and every step. Now that you know how to actually achieve your goals, it's up to you to execute. Nothing worth doing ever came easy, but I believe and I know that you can do great things. Now go out and make 2026 your year.